If January makes you want to avoid looking at your bank account, this video is for you. I've had Januaries where I delayed opening my bank app for days, not because anything was catastrophic, but because I just didn't want to feel that letdown after December. Even working in finance, I still had that quiet thought that I should have been more disciplined. But here's what I've learned. January isn't a failure checkpoint, it's a transition moment. For most people, December isn't like any normal month. It's a time filled with generosity, emotions, social festivities. You tend to spend more, maybe you travel, but we all celebrate and give. And then January arrives, quiet, structured, and full of silent expectations, like you're supposed to snap back into control overnight. But that emotional drop isn't a money problem, it's a context problem. When we ignore that context, we turn a seasonal dip into personal judgment. Most advice treats January like a reset button. New rules, extreme budgets, no spend challenges, which can be fun, but if they're fueled by guilt, that's a problem. All of this to say, it's a clean slate mentality, and that framing is harsh and unnecessary, because a reset doesn't mean starting over. It means recalibrating based on reality. Earlier in my career, I thought better planning would eliminate these moments. But even now, working with budgets professionally, I know December is a known shock to the system. The difference isn't avoiding the dip, it's not interpreting it as failure. Because January shouldn't be about punishment. The goal isn't actually discipline, the goal is stability. When I reset financially in January, I don't start with a budget. I start with clarity. Before changing anything, I look at just 3 things: my account balances, what December actually costs, and what's coming up next, whether that be rent, bills, subscriptions. There's no spreadsheets, there's no categorizing, and no I should have. Just one grounding question: where am I starting from right now? If your first instinct in January is to optimize with tighter budgets, stricter rules, and more aggressive goals, that often means you're reacting emotionally and not strategically. Because most January anxiety doesn't actually come from the numbers, it comes from uncertainty. But once I have that clarity, I don't try to optimize just yet, because again, January isn't about optimization, it's for stabilization. Before I optimize, I ask myself, what needs to be paid first? What can wait? And what can be paused or scaled back temporarily? The goal isn't perfection, it's just to create a little breathing room. I also treat January as a recovery month, not a normal one. It means having fewer goals, simpler rules, covering essentials, avoiding new debt. It doesn't mean I don't get to be aspirational, but I am setting myself up, giving myself stability and a good foundation before I go out and achieve the things that I wish to accomplish for the year. And if there's holiday debt, I approach it without shame. Carrying debt doesn't mean you failed, it means you're human. The reset isn't about eliminating debt instantly, it's about containing it and rebuilding trust with your money. Finally, I re-anchor to enough. I ask, what would reduce stress in the next 90 days? Am I optimizing for peace, progress, or flexibility? Sometimes the most responsible move isn't improvement, it's stabilization, and that counts. For me, the biggest shift wasn't earning more, it was learning how not to turn seasonal stress into self-criticism. Your December didn't erase your progress, and your January doesn't need to redeem you. Money moves in seasons, and for me, January is about closing the emotional chapter of the holidays and reestablishing predictability. You don't need a new financial personality. You just need a calmer relationship with your money. So if that helped, tell me what January usually feels like for you. Not the number, but the emotion. In the next video, I'll actually talk about emergency funds, not as a badge of self-discipline, but as a form of self-respect. As always, you're not behind, you're just recalibrating. Happy New Year and welcome back to the Art of Enough.